This is UEFA Women's Euro 2022 Hot Takes. I'm Monkey, and today I'm meeting a player who needs no introduction. An incredible striker for both club and country. This is Vivianne Miedema. I'm going to set the scene. If we're at your house and we're watching the football just on the sofa, what are you ordering in for us to eat?
I would probably say Thai, but because it is the football, I would also be open for a pizza or something.
You've got two people that you can invite, past and present footballers. You've got two spots on your couch. Who would it be?
Oh, just footballers. I would love to be able to watch the football game of Nelson Mandela. Football-wise, I would probably really like to see a game through Messi's eyes.
Yeah, I know. What kind of questions would you even ask the man?
I don't know, probably not even ask him anything, just let him talk and listen.
Is there a particular meal that would remind you massively of a moment in your career, maybe like a celebratory meal after winning a match?
To be honest, yeah, there kind of is. I don't know if you ever heard from it, but we kind of take like frikandellen and croquetten out the wall in Holland. So when we won the Euros in 2017, that's basically where we went with the whole team.
Out of all the sort of Dutch cuisine, was there anything in particular you feel like people should try when they're over in Holland? Is that your pick?
Yeah, I would probably say bitterballen, to be honest. I think they're typical Dutch. I love them. That's probably the thing that I miss most when being in England, because we obviously don't have them there. Just those tiny little croquettes that, yeah, they're just amazing, to be fair.
I have actually tried them. They're pretty amazing. I tried to explain them to somebody the other day, and I kind of described it as a little bit like a Scotch egg. Have you had one of those?
Yeah, no, I have. Kind of. It's called like almost like fried gravy, isn't it? It's just kind of a mix of everything, but you can eat it with anything. You can eat it for lunch, snacks at night. Like, I just, really love it. Probably shouldn't be saying this, by the way.
Bitterballen is the one. No, of course, you work hard. So there are times where you can eat what you want, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, moving on to the football. Now, you've got a huge summer of football ahead of you after a pretty long season as well. The last time I watched you play international football was in France during the World Cup in 2019. For me personally, it was a really special moment because watching that tournament was everything that I wanted to see as a young girl, but just wasn't available to watch at the time. And the game has changed so dramatically over the years in quite a short space of time. What's it like being at the centre of that as a player?
I think it's been really unreal, to be fair. Obviously, when I first made my debut in, I think it was 2013 for the national team, I just came such a long way since then. Obviously, being part of the league in England right now, the deal that they've had with Sky Sports, the game's been on TV, it's been unbelievable to be part of. And I'm obviously really happy that right now you see kids running around with like a little Miedema top on from Arsenal, or even obviously like from all other clubs as well and all other players. I think it's definitely something that we wanted to get to. And I'm not saying we're there yet, but we're going to keep growing. And I hope that a lot of people are going to keep coming to our games as well.
And talking about crowds, sort of the rise of women's football has been felt from all levels, I would say, from like grassroots. You've got Newcastle pulling in 22,000 fans and they're in tier 5. I play for a very small club called Dulwich and we hit like 400, 500 fans at home games, which is amazing. How do you think this will impact this summer's tournament, and what do you expect from the fans in the UK?
I really hope it's going to be a great Euros. I think obviously, as I said, this year I really felt like we've made big steps within the leagues. A lot of people coming to the games. I think the Euros are going to be massive. I think obviously all the England games are probably sold out already. I expect us to have a lot of fans over in England as well. Still think we've got the best fans, by the way. But yeah, it's going to be something really important as well for the growth of women's football. And I really hope to see a lot of fans obviously come in this summer, but not just this summer. I hope they enjoy it that much that they'll keep coming back next year as well.
To be fair, the Dutch fans, they're pretty up there. The sea of orange.
Our fans are amazing. It's going to be something really important as well for the growth of women's football. And I really hope to see a lot of fans obviously come in this summer, but not just this summer. I hope they enjoy it that much that they'll keep coming back next year as well.
We're talking about creating legends in the women's game currently. What footballer did you look up to when you were younger?
Well, I've always been a Feyenoord fan, so I've always been like a Robin van Persie, Dirk Kuyt, before that even Thomas Buffel. You won't even know them. But yeah, like I always just at the men's game, I had no idea that there was like a women's team out there, which, as I said before, like I think is unreal right now for young, girls, but also boys to grow up and have both of them. Obviously, as I said, like you go to the games, you see a lot of even young boys like wearing our shirts, and that's really special to see.
So we spoke about your role models, but you're a statue now. You've become a role model. Is there a bit of advice that you've held on to throughout your career that has stayed true?
Not really. Well, it wasn't really anything special to me, to be honest. Obviously, where I grew up, it was kind of in the middle of nowhere. There was no one really there. But I just really kind of tried to stay true to myself. And in every move I made, the same obviously now at staying at Arsenal, like just do what makes you happy and not so much what people expect from you. And I think a lot of people, and especially obviously like younger players, kind of forget that sometimes. And I think, I think that's what we kind of need to keep saying to the younger generation. Just, stay yourself and do what makes you happy in that sense.
Do you sort of maintain that relaxed outlook and fun outlook in football when the sort of demand for performance is so high, especially in like a Euros tournament?
A lot of girls obviously like to play games or, I'm really boring because I read books and basically not even watch Netflix.
No raving in Ibiza then, just strictly relaxing.
We had a couple nights out, but it's just obviously it's really good to be able to switch off after the season. I've had 3 weeks off. Yeah, it was good to get away with the girls and to just not even have to think about football for a couple of days.
Talking about relaxing and like doing that before big tournaments, I've heard you've got someone that you bring to big tournaments. I don't know if this is still true. Flip the teddy bear?
He comes with me everywhere, to be honest. It's just I had a discussion about it yesterday with someone, but it kind of just feels like the only thing you can take with you that feels like home. And to be honest, like, don't ask me what home is because I've got no idea. Obviously, I've been living in the UK for a couple of years now, which it really feels like home.
I'm sure Flip has joined you on lots of big nights of football. What has been your biggest night of football for you personally in your career?
What made me really hungry to become even better and to keep going was probably the Olympics last summer. It was obviously a big disappointment the way we went out, but it's also something that if you reflect on it, like I personally felt really good. And I was like, I'm ready to hopefully show that again this summer. And not just this summer, but also obviously next year with Arsenal as well. So yeah, as you say, it's not always just like winning things. Sometimes you kind of need to lose to realize what you're doing it for again.
And my next question was going to be, what do you think the greatest Women's Euros tournament has been and why? But were you going to pick a home Euros?
Yeah, I'm going to have to. I obviously, as I said, like I think just the whole movement, not just obviously, us winning it made it extra special and obviously drove it as well in the end. But just being able to part of something that big and being able to do that in your own country was just really special. I think, I've said it before, this kind of feels like my second home Euros, really. I don't think a lot of people probably feel like that, but I feel like it's going to be a home Euros for me again. So I obviously hope that this one might become even more special because it might be bigger than it was in 2017. But yeah, I don't really think anything can top it.
How would it feel to win the Euros in England at Wembley?
Probably a dream come true, but obviously more because I can actually then just say to the English that we're obviously more successful, and I'll be able to enjoy that one for a while. But it would obviously, as I said, like I think for the league and for England themselves, like I really hope that they play a really good tournament too. I think the pressure is on them. I would definitely say that between all the teams, them and Spain are favourites. And I'm really excited to actually see how they do. And as I said, like I obviously hope that we play them later in the tournament. And then I definitely hope that we come out on top.
So for pure gloating purposes, when you get back to club football.
Absolutely. If we lose against England, then I might actually need to leave the country. So it's kind of the choice that they get.
I think you should wear your medal if you do win when you return to training.
I did that in 2017, but I don't really think they appreciated that much.
I have to ask you, are there any sort of rituals that you have before a game? I've got some teammates that have got some very strange ones. So,
I'm quite boring, to be fair. We've got a couple as well. Like, obviously, like some girls tape their ankle, so their left one needs to be before their right one, or some of them need to shave their legs every time before a game. But because we play so many games at so many different locations, you never really have to complete the same preparation for it. So I think I kind of always told myself, don't get superstitious about anything because you can't really control a lot of things. I do like listening to music, but I'm really easy again because I'll just listen to whatever the girls listen to in the changing room. And I think unconscious, I kind of always put my left sock on before my right. But if I wouldn't do it for once, then there's nothing majorly wrong either. So it's good.
What is your hot take on this summer's tournament? Do you think there's going to be any big surprises?
So I think it's, as I said, I think there's 2 or 3 favourites, which I would classify England, Spain and France probably. And I think we will be very good outsiders. Sweden will be up there, and Germany is always in for a surprise. But anything else, I don't really think we're going to see a lot of surprises. But I obviously hope that we are.
I want to end on a sort of a more fun note. So I was wondering if you play this game with me. It's a game that my partner and I play actually when we can't decide what we want for a takeaway. So I'm sure you've been in that situation before. So This is a bit off the cuff. And what will happen is I'll mention 2 cuisines and you just have to choose one. But not much thinking. Just go with your head or your stomach in this case. Okay. Are you ready?
I'm quite hungry, so I think it will definitely work.
Okay, great. Chinese or burgers?
Chinese.
Chinese or Thai?
Chinese.
Chinese or pizza?
Chinese.
Chinese or fish and chips?
Oh, right now, Chinese.
Chinese or a salad?
Well, easy, Chinese.
Yeah, I know, yeah. Okay, we have a winner. If there was a takeaway right now in front of you, it would definitely be a Chinese.
Yes, sweet and sour.
Thank you so much, Viv, and hopefully I'll see you at Bournemouth. Well, I'll see you at the Euros maybe, but at Bournemouth.
Well, you kind of hope not, probably, because I'll be in the final then.